Hey guys, Austen Mengler here. I'm a concept artist and illustrator from Perth, Western Australia. Lord Nitzo on the web, and here's a quick commentary video for my skull study. So I'm just blocking in the different shapes and stuff. I'm trying to do a lot more studies these days. It's a great way to learn, great way to practice. Studying from life is, some of the best things you can do. When you study from photos, it's harder to, figure out lots of stuff. But when you do it straight from life, like I have a little model on my desk of a skull that my dad gave me, which was pretty cool. So here I'm just trying to work it out and trying to get some of the shapes and forms out. I still need to do a lot more of these, so I'm not that efficient at them yet. But that's the way you got to go about it. You got to keep practicing and keep it up. It's hard to find time to study when you're, you know, already starting to get professional work or stuff like that, but it's important to keep it up and keep practicing all throughout your career because it's not something that you just learn once and just get over. It's something that you have to continuously work at. So here I am. I'm just doing it in black and white because that's a great way to just focus on the form and focus on the shadow and the light and contrast. And I'm painting quite zoomed out, because it's great to work on the whole thumbnail at the same time. Yeah, I'm just like blocking in a bit of the shadow as well, trying to get some of that white background away. Another option I could have done is started the whole page on a gray just flat, and then started putting in tones because sometimes starting from white can be a little bit frightening, but it's good to block it in and get it all set up. But yeah, sorry there haven't been more videos in a while. I've been pretty busy with a whole bunch of conventions this year, going to a lot of Supernova Pop Culture Expo events and Oz Comic Con. And yeah, it's not like I don't have a lot of videos to make and put out, and it's not like I don't want to. It's hard to find time. When you're working from home as well, you have to be really business savvy and motivated, and it's still a work in progress. But I'm doing pretty good at the shows, and I'm working on my portfolio. Got a lot of pieces to show you, and a lot of work on execution as well. My art book graphic novel project. Yeah, so here's more rendering shit. It's like you just gotta. I think this was about an hour or so in Photoshop. I'm using Photoshop CC 2014, and I'm on I think it's like $10 a month plan that you can get online, and to get Photoshop and Lightroom, which is a nice photo editing software. But yeah, it's a great deal, and I reckon it's good. So for my painting, I'm pretty much just using the brush and you know um, just painting a whole bunch of stuff with like mostly just a round brush. I've used a little bit of texture brushes for the floor, but I'm trying to just work out the form and tone with just a normal, slightly soft-edged round brush in Photoshop. And I'm just color picking or shade picking from the piece, and then painting, and then using the eraser and just black and white on mostly one layer because it's also great to learn the dodge tool or smudge tool or stuff like that. But I think for studies, especially when you're just starting it, it's great to just block it all in with just basic form and basic tools, because the best way to learn is to do the hard way. Yeah, sorry, I didn't really make any notes for this one. I probably should have, but it might be a little bit more rambly than some of the others. So here I'm just trying to block in some of the background. I'm obviously going to keep it very loosey-goosey, and a lot less detailed than the skull, because that's the focus of the study. But yeah, I'm just trying to get in some of that implied backgrounds. You don't have to do studies completely photorealistic. I mean, a lot of people who post studies, they'll detail out everything, and I mean, it is obviously great to do a lot of big studies like that. But I think the point I was trying to make is that your study doesn't have to be a complete photocopy of your subject. You just have to be learning something, and you have to just get the idea down and try and focus on one thing at a time. So here I'm just trying to, I haven't done heaps of studies, so I need to do more. And to start, I'm, not making it too hard for myself. I'm just using black and white, and I'm just mainly focusing on the skull, and then just implying the rest of the backgrounds. Because I was charging my phone at the time, it looks like, so that's what that cable is. But yeah, I'm getting more into my own projects and lots of conventions. I think I got about 10 conventions this year, or I think more than that. I think I had 10 last year, and now I'm doing a whole bunch of OzComic-Con and a whole bunch of Supernova shows. And it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great, and I'm looking forward to it. Sorry I didn't turn off the little weird red uh, effect around the cursor. I've just got a new computer, so I hadn't reformatted the editing software settings, the video recording software. So the skull looks pretty detailed and pretty nice, adding a bit more of the details there. It's always great to add a lot of detail to some places and then have a lot of relief for the eye, like for the top of the skull, it's very kind of blank, and then really makes the contrast and the texture of the cheekbones pop out and all that. I'm trying to have an experiment with color here. I think I kind of give up and think I'm just going to keep it to a black and white for this one, but I will be doing more color studies in future. Obviously, it's easier to start from color sometimes when you're doing color. It's a bit strange to work in black and white a lot and then color it up later sometimes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I guess it just depends on the piece. But yeah, at the end of the day, the process isn't really important. What's important is that you're learning and that you're getting the fundamentals down, and then, learning the fundamentals first, and then afterwards finding ways to quicken up your process with them instead of, learning shortcuts first and then trying to figure out the fundamentals after, because that can really mess you up. And I find a lot of artists are doing that sometimes. So yeah, I'm still doing a lot of life drawing at a class, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. I'm doing studies and photo studies and following a lot of people on YouTube. You can check out my YouTube channel. I have a section dedicated to really good YouTube channels that offer a lot of content, in some cases a lot more than mine, because, as I say, I'm not a master of any level, and I'm just really getting started and got a lot to show, and it's great to be able to put out stuff like this. But if you're hungry for more, I'd suggest checking out all the YouTube channels that I watch. Stuff from like Peter Moorbacher does some, and he does his One Fantastic Week show, which is really great. It's like a podcast about freelancing and art and fantasy artists. Scott Robertson, sorry, he does some great thumbnail and mechanical kind of illustrations and stuff, and great videos. Yeah, check them all out there. There's a great number of stuff to do. Check it out. And I always keep the navigator of the Photoshop window open just so I can check in and see how it looks from a small resolution, because then it's great to do the detail, but it has to still work as a small image. And that's why I spent a long time detailing out, blocking out the forms first before I even thought about detail. And yeah, it's looking alright. I guess I probably should have tried flipping it a bit to see how it looks from another angle. I guess the thing with life studies is it's hard to flip your reference as well when you're doing a live study from, not a digital medium. Whereas if I was drawing this straight from a photo on my computer, I could flip the photo as well to get a better understanding. But I guess it's great to practice just doing it in one go as well. I will be putting out a brush pack soon. I don't really make my own brushes yet, but I've downloaded a lot of custom ones from some artists like Dan Luvisi and awesome people like that. So you can definitely check out all theirs, but I'll be probably putting out the ones that I use in a pack sometime soon. But if I haven't yet, just give me a message on Facebook and be like, "Oi, put it out, boy," because it's hard to keep up with all that stuff. So I think I'm chugging along now, probably nearly done. As I say, you don't have to completely finish it photorealistic if you don't want to. It's great to do that and spend time doing longer studies, but it depends how much time you have and depends what you're aiming for in the study. For this one, I just wanted to have a practice and do some more black and white work, but I'll probably be doing more scale studies and more photo reference later, and aiming for more photorealism and working on my rendering and painting techniques, because I find these days it's great to do a lot of sketching in my sketchbook and come up with the original concepts and stuff, and then once I get to the digital part, it's a lot harder to get things finished. So I need to work on my discipline when it comes to finishing things, personal projects that I start. It's not really a problem with commercial work that I do, but it's more just for my own free time, because it doesn't have, my own personal work doesn't have as many deadlines. But yeah, I hope this was somewhat useful. It probably turned into a bit of a ramble, but let me know what sort of videos you'd like to see. I'm trying to get more out. It's, as I say, it's kind of hard because I'm a busy little bee, but I love doing it and want to get more, behind the scenes looks at my work, stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully this was a good one. Check it out if you like. Share it around on Facebook. The Book of the Face. And I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.